Hey guys, Yanni here, and today, and actually, I think I'm gonna do this every week, but I want to come on today to just talk about the lies that's going on about the lock industry. It's a lot of lies going on. It's a lot of misinformation, and it's a lot of people that really just don't know how to do things the way that we originally did them, and so it's causing problems. So today, I'm just gonna talk about one topic. I'll be back either tomorrow or next week with the next topic. But today's topic is going to be just all about the retwist. Okay. Facts that I found. And this is a disclaimer right here is that I'm talking about the way I do things. I'm not talking about how you did it or the textures I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me. Okay. When I was a loctician every single day, owning shops, training other locticians, writing my book, touring to do classes for locks. The retwist was easy and it was fast. Okay. What were we doing? The same exact retwist on every texture of black hair, right? We did it and it stayed. So let's talk just about the retwist. So the first thing they got y'all on is that it's hard to wash locks, right? It's so hard to wash them. If you wash them, the dirt doesn't come out. So you need to get a detox and you need to do all of this stuff just to make sure that your locks are actually clean. The truth is that the first thing that you need to do is actually unravel the roots, right? Because most people, their hair is twisted when they wash it, right? So if your hair is twisted down like so, it's going to be hard for you to get any dirt out of here because this is twisted. So what we do is we loosen the root up. You just untwist it because a lot of times that's not locked yet anyway. You just kind of untwist it like so. And if I had any product in here, then the product would show. And that's not product, that's gray hair. So that is one thing. Okay. So the first secret is that it's not as hard to wash locks as people act like. However, if you're not doing this one key step before you add the water, before you get their hair wet and muddy, you got to do this one step, and then the wash becomes so much easier. So much easier, right? Right? Yes, the wash becomes easier because what you have done is you have gotten the dirt from lodged and twisted into the hair. Now it's just there. So when I run the the water over it with a good water pressure, it is good and it gets the dirt and buildup out. Okay, so we're still talking about just the wash on the retwist. The first thing you want to do is unravel them roots. Why? Because then you won't need to use vinegar or let the hair soak in order to get it clean. Because the reason why it's not becoming clean is because you're trying to wash hair that's twisted with the dirt inside from whatever. It could be dandruff, it could be from the product, whatever it is, it still has product in it and you haven't prepared it, which is why you need to detox and do extra stuff. Okay. If you do it this way, you can wash every head without all of that and get it done quickly and efficiently. One thing a lot of people love to do is act like it don't matter how long stuff take. That's their process. No. Because the truth is that if there's a quick process that is efficient, your slow ass process, what is it for exactly? Just to waste people's time and to build up the price. But you building up the price off of nothing, no worth. Why should I pay you more to take longer to do something that if I just went to a person who knows the philosophies of Yanni on how to do locks, I would be out of there fast. My hair would be clean. I wouldn't have buildup. I wouldn't even have to twist my hair. Like I literally don't twist my hair at all, really. And it's still twisted. It's not frizzy, nothing. Okay. So that's the wash. Let's also talk about that's the process of the wash. Okay. You want to unravel the roots. Okay. And then you want to use a nice hard water pressure when you use the water, when you wash it, when you rinse. Okay. If you use a nice hard water pressure when you rinse, what will happen is you will not have to do a vinegar detox to get locks clean, because that's unnecessary anyway. So if you just join me, I'm going over some of the lies that are being told in the lock industry. One of those lies is that you need to detox locks. That is definitely just not true. It also causes a pH imbalance of the locks, which starts them to shrivel or to need excessive moisture in order to just go back to how they were in the beginning. So washing is a whole bunch just around the wash that I want to share with y'all today. So we only today gonna talk about the wash part. Okay, what's another part? The process is not correct. Okay, y'all skipping a step, which is causing you to need to do a detox. All right. So what was that step that y'all was skipping? It is the unraveling of the roots. When a client sits down, after you check if their scalp is healthy, because some people might have ringworms or other diseases of the scalp that you could transfer from client to client. So after you check if they scalp is fine, the next thing that you're going to do is unravel the roots as much as you can. Now, this is not for people whose hair is not locked. This is for people who have locks, okay? So if they got locks and new growth, you can unravel that new growth, get that dirt out, okay? If they've got dirt trapped in their locks that's been in there for a long time, you could also do a soak, but I recommend the oil soak and not vinegar, because oil breaks things down as well. But what it will do is moisturize in the process. It will keep the lock shiny and sealed in the process, and also decrease breakage in the process. But when you detox with vinegar, you're literally stripping the locks of every piece of moisture that they have. Okay, so the process, you're going to unravel the roots, you're going to rinse with hard water pressure. That's what you're going to do next. And then after that, you're going to rinse for about 10 minutes. You're going to rinse and get the hair really, really soaked till it's dripping wet, right? And you'll start seeing all of the dirt inside the locks come out simply from you rinsing with the hard water pressure, right? Now, after you do that, then add the shampoo. Okay, then you add the shampoo. But if you're doing the wash the typical way, like I see a lot of locticians, y'all pouring baking soda on their hair, resting it in a whole sink full with oranges and vinegar and stuff like that, y'all really just wasting people's time, because there's really no benefit of that unless it is not altering the pH. But when you start altering the pH to make it acidic, which vinegar is acidic. And then the other part of that is like, where did that even come from to use vinegar in your hair? It wasn't around when we were learning how to do locks. And just like lock gel wasn't around when I was learning how to do locks. That was called edge control back then. Now they done repurposed it, but we're not talking about that. We're just talking about the wash. Okay. Why is it taking y'all so long to get locks clean? Now, that's just the clean part. But here's the other part. Why, after you wash somebody's locks, do they go home with an itchy head? Why is their hair so itchy? It's so many locticians out here. When your clients get home, their locks are itching to the point where they can't keep the style in, right? What is going on when y'all wash locks? You're not getting it clean, or something is going on. So I want to help you guys by giving you a process that actually works every time, and it has worked for years. And see, that's the thing about the lock industry now, is that y'all don't care about the truth. Y'all only care about what y'all can do and what's easy to you. And I work with a lot of young entrepreneurs. Y'all think that when something is hard, it means it's not for you. But that's how the universe works. If you want something, it's going to test the fact that you actually want it. So stay the course. However, I want to help you guys do locks easy. I want to help you do it easy. Like it used to be so freaking easy and so fast that we were able to do retwists in like 30 minutes. But nowadays, people can't do it that fast because they don't do the same steps anymore. The steps are all changed. So for your washing process, right? The first thing we do is we check the scalp for diseases or anything that we should be alarmed about that might have to go to a doctor, where I might say, you know what? I need you to go see a doctor. I can't take you. The second thing that we do, once we find that the scalp is fine, is unravel the roots. When you unravel the roots, it will expose all of the hair that all of the buildup or dandruff or whatever that is, that little white, grayish, beigeish stuff that's inside the locks. Whatever that is, unraveling the roots will loosen that up to get it out. Okay. And then you're going to go over that with hard water pressure before you add any shampoo or anything. You're going to go over that with hard water pressure. What that's going to do is it's going to rinse out the dirt. It's going to penetrate through locks that needed a bit of a detox the way that y'all were doing it. And it's going to show you that the dirt can come out without all of that. The issue for me with the vinegar is that y'all just don't even care about the side effects of what happens after you put vinegar in your hair. So let's talk about it, guys. What are your thoughts on the washing process? Or even if you have tried or haven't tried some of the things I said, let me know in the comments what y'all think about the way that people are washing hair today. I'm just talking about the washing process that most locticians are doing or not doing. Our process was different. What we see now is y'all put water on the hair, baking soda, shampoo, soak it in this, do all of this stuff, and it's still not clean. If you want the way to do it, the clean way is to examine the scalp, unravel the roots, use hard water pressure, right? Not so hard that it's hurting, but hard enough to blast out dirt, hard enough to penetrate through tightly locked woven hair, right? And then you add your shampoo and do your rinse and your shampoo and then your rinse. So we're talking about the washing process. Now the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that how you wash hair is really going to determine, and it's going to be the first step to how people going to interact with you and think that you're a professional or not. We learned that in hair school, in cosmetology school. We learned that the first service that you're going to do to build trust with the client is to wash their hair. And so when we washed hair, we kept it more focused on getting the hair and scalp clean and not about being trendy. Like these days, people just want to be trendy. Oh, everybody else is doing a detox. I'm not even going to ask what it's for or if it's any side effects, but I'm going to do it because that's what people are asking for. That's what's happening now, which is also what's making the lock industry so cheap. Like it seemed like it's expensive, but what's happening is a lot of the people that can get the high numbers, their clients don't like the quality afterwards. And so from then, they're not looking to pay all of that money, right? So we want to just keep this really, really simple and good because it is simple and it can be good. So I'm helping barbers learn how to do retwists. I'm also helping locticians who are part-time locticians replace your paycheck and learn the rest of the things that you need to know so that you can start your lock business or at least grow it. So if you're somebody who wants to become your own boss, replace your paycheck, or if you're a barber who wants to add locks into your clientele, I want you to comment below. And I'm going to send you some free trainings that you can do if you like them. Then call me back. Let me know the results. How did it work out for you guys? Thank you. That is my spiel. Wait. Nope. I got 2 more minutes on here. And I see that people got in and out. Nobody stayed on with me to talk, but it's cool. I'm going to be coming back almost every day since I figured out what I want to talk about again. I want to talk about these locking processes, these lies that is being told about locks, these lies and these services that are all bulky. They're just bulky. It's too much. It's too much when there's a much simpler way. And I find that locticians don't care about simple ways to do things. They want to do what's trending. They want to do what the client wants. And don't get me wrong, my clients be wanting styles, but you're not going to tell me how to care for your hair. That would be me not being an expert. And I can't sacrifice that for nobody, okay? Because we're not going to play around with the myths when we know the truth. You know, the truth shall actually set you free. So again, guys, we just talked about the washing process today. I want you to try this washing process out where you examine the scalp, unravel the roots, use hard water pressure to rinse for a while, get the hair soaking wet, wring it out, right? Rinse it again, and then add your shampoo. And let me know if that removed the buildup from the client's scalp and hair. I know it does because I've been doing that technique with the washing, not detoxing. I've never done a detox, but I do this washing process on every single head of locks. And when y'all look at my pictures, of course they old now because I'm not a loctician for a living anymore. However, these processes are still tried and true, guys. So that is my spiel. That's my 15 minutes of loctician lies. Okay, I like that. I think we're gonna keep that. All right, thank you for watching. Again, if you watch long enough, go ahead and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about what I said about the washing process. Thank you guys, and I will see you again. Make sure y'all follow me if you don't.